Hello and welcome to Cassie's Cosmic Wave of the Week. This is a weekly overview from January the 12th, 2014, including what we have, or the main feature of this next week is the full moon in Cancer. Right, let's see how everybody is going out there this week. It's going to be quite a week where I think we'll start to see a bit of movement. You've got the full moon where things are perhaps going to come to a climax. Things will start to come to a head. What can you commit to? What do you want to let go of? Maybe what you want to release. It'd be quite emotional for a lot of people, but it will be about setting those goals. Saturn is very much connected to Capricorn, and we're still in the Capricorn field, and Saturn is anything happening around Saturn, work, friendships, money. Saturn is pretty committed and long term. Saturn is known as the wise old guru, but whatever happens or comes in when Saturn is about has the ability, new friends, to take that friendship on maybe more of a long term basis. What we're going through is perhaps reinforcing or re-looking at some of our aims and goals over the coming week. Venus is still retrograde and she's got a beautiful energy about her, but when Venus is retrograde, the world becomes less perhaps beautiful, our values are clouded, nothing feels quite the same, and Venus has taken a little bit of a drop from about the 5th of January to the 17th into the darkness, as I call it, into the underworld. And when Venus drops into the darkness, so can we feel like that. We might feel less attractive, less beautiful, less thought on those goals or making money, or finding it very difficult to achieve that. She will come back out again on the 17th, but you're mainly looking at Venus going back retrograde on the 31st. That will be all systems go. So while Venus is in the underworld or in the darkness or even just going retrograde at the moment, it's asking you to step up, to take a lead in your life. You're all looking for fresh starts when it comes to the beginning of the year, and the powerful combination that seems to be sitting around is asking you where you want to go to. You're reassessing your life, particularly over this weekend, the 11th and 12th, when Mercury went into Aquarius and we've got the Gemini moon. That's all about brainstorming. It's all about really rethinking new ideas, new ways, new contexts. So use that brainstorming time, because the brainstorming will bring in new ideas when you go into February. And unfortunately, February holds a Mercury retrograde. So more delays, more rethinking, more tweaking, more looking at your life. As I said from the word go, for anyone who listens to my podcasts or videos that I do, March, when Jupiter goes direct again and a lot of the planets are going back forward, is when you really all begin to move forward on the pathway. What you're looking at or experiencing at the moment is you may unpack some things, you may be packing things. Your mind is going to change from one minute to the next at the moment. Your subconscious energy is going to be thinking things. Can I redo this? Can I go back to that? Some of you may well scrap all your work completely and go back to something that you did earlier last year. You're looking at ways where you can make money, where you are valued. And at the moment, when Venus goes retrograde, as she is, work for all of you out there, especially self-employed people, will be at an all-time low, because Venus is the second house and she is about your earned income level as well as the beauty and the attraction and the relationships. So everything's going to kind of be on that go slow for people at the moment. So it's backtrack, it's really look. What do you need to commit to in this month of January? What do you need to let go of? And, you know, even from this weekend when Mercury goes into Aquarius, again, the 11th, she went in yesterday, all the way to the 18th of March. So that's some weeks. That's like 5 weeks of brainstorming, new friendships, socializing, new groups, astrology even, those brilliant ideas, aspirations, your freedom, your independence. What can I do with a job to get more freedom? What can I do within a line of work that will get me more independence? Where can I socialize more? Do I need to meet new people? Do I need to venture into new groups? So really over this next 5 week period, That's really where the Cosmo will be pushing you toward. Maybe it's through new groups or new people that you meet or get new work, but it is about the brainstorming, those aspirations. And anything that's kind of thought of in this period of thinking, when you hit the Mercury retrograde in February, that's a second chapter of an idea that you may come up, or a brainstorm that you may come up with next week, a do-over, as some people say sometimes, especially between the 12th and the 28th of February. Mercury will be going direct from the 6th to the 28th, but she kind of starts back to front this time. She starts in Pisces, even though you're in Aquarius link, but then I think it's the 12th or 13th of February, she kicks back into Aquarius till the remainder of the retrograde up till the 28th. So that's where your second chance comes in. So the brainstorming and thoughts and thinking that are taking place in this next week will maybe kick in a little bit more between, say, that 12th and 28th of the February period. Mercury is all about ideas. Mercury is about offers and talks, agreements, meetings, sales, writing, local, anything local, short trips. This is a real time of strong, important choices for you out there. But again, it could be with friends you're meeting online. It could be charities. It could be anything local. When we get into the Aquarius field, which will be on the 21st, that's about maybe you were looking at a new direction or to where you're taking yourself. As we move from one planet to the next, I always say to people, you kind of go in a different phase and a different field with how you see things. Capricorn has been about ambitions, goals and work. Rules a lot of the skin, illness for a lot of people, bones. Also can be connected towards the eye socket, the iris, the eyeball. I myself have had issues with my eyes stinging or my focus. Maybe I need to check them for glasses. But if you experience headaches or anything to do with pressure or pains within your eye, your bones, your skin, that's what I would call the Capricorn energy. It differs from sign to sign. So we're not quite at Aquarius yet, but the main feeling or theme that we have this week is the full moon in Cancer around the 15th and 16th. Now, full moons are never as good, but they have their uses as new moons. Full moons can mean something's coming to a head. You're getting the news, you're hearing that achievement, but they're also endings in a situation. So you might be wanting to end something around, it's full moon in Cancer, so it's very much related to your home, to your family. It's different for every sign, but generally Cancer is about family ties. It's about security. It's about feeling nurtured. It's the mother. It's the parents. It's your real estate. It's your roommates. And Jupiter, which is connected to Cancer, even though she's going retrograde at the moment. So a lot of planets are retrograde. So unfortunately, when planets are retrograde, your life slows down. You know, the Cosmo is asking you to rethink before you leap forwards again. And Cancer is in Jupiter, and Jupiter is your planet of expansion. So again, you'll be looking at ways to expand your home life. Also, full moon in Cancer, if anyone's looking to have pregnancies or hear about a birth or wanting to extend their family or home life or children, great time to get pregnant. Or hearing news on pregnancies, because again, it's the stomach area. It's about expanding that stomach area for pregnancies, for growth around that home life. Jupiter is asking for protection. It's prosperity in the home. So if you're not happy in your home life, you might be making some decisions this week about wanting to move. But no one will really be moving or taking off the mark till March, say March to July. They will be your key months for movement or any movement regards anything new and venturing and really expanding in that field. You know, you got a few trines this week, and some of those trines are linked to money. So again, some of you may be hearing about money situations this month. You might even hear news of or something quite nice around that full moon, around the 15th, 16th. If you're going through a divorce, it can mean it's coming to a head, it's coming to an end, that you finally heard that, yeah, I'm going to be writing and sorting out and ending my divorce or signing the paperwork. Maybe it's about an old partnership in some way finally wrapping itself up, or you're seeing in the deal, again, ending and something coming to a climax around that business deal or that divorce in some way. A lot of the squares in action are about passion, anger and motivation. It's about how you use the field of energy that's out there this particular week. Some of you may feel angry still. There was a lot of that over Christmas and early New Year. That should be starting to die off when we go in through to the second half of this particular month. Try and use it as motivation and passion to really get what you want. Mars is connected towards the 7th house, and as well as I'm talking about pregnancies or the stomach area, again, Cancer is family members. It can mean, unfortunately, the 7th house surgeries in some way. So if some of you hear that the news that you have to have through that illness, through that stomach area, through that midriff area, that the surgery needing to take place through a family member, that may well be possible this coming week. But again, depending on who you are and the circumstances, there may well be a second surgery or second situation of you coming out of this whole illness in some way around April, May, around the eclipses. Maybe in the April, May you finally eclipse that situation out. But yeah, for some, Cancer is the stomach area, whether it's a growth, a pregnancy, and some of you will be able to connect with that in some form, in some way. But you should be hearing news around this week, around that full moon, give or take 4 days before and 4 days after, is when it holds that energy of you hearing something or having to deal with that particular situation. Everything has its pros and cons, even with the Cosmo area. It kind of takes you through things step by step. Remember, Cancer is the emotion, it's water, it's the inner child. Cancerians generally go sideways like a crab does. They don't face things head on. So things in your life might not be tackled straightforward this week. You might have to go left and right before you hit the target, whether that's to do with a business deal, a relationship. Again, Venus being in the underworld, it is about, at the moment, it's a kind of past and future. When she's lingering down beneath that, she's thinking about, again, the brainstorming, the beauty, the relationship, the money. Venus is your second house, is ruled by Taurus. So again, with the eclipses, Taurus and Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th house. It is death, transformation, divorce, inheritance, money settlement. So a lot of you may well be sitting and thinking about what's going to be taking place next. Now, when Venus is down below, you may well feel quite down within yourselves. As I said, the 17th, when she comes back forward, I kind of think between the full moon and the 17th, there will be a lot of movement this particular week for you all. It's about trying to keep things a little bit simple around your life, reflecting childhood, reprogramming your thoughts, that brainstorming, looking at things differently. Some of you will feel quite vulnerable this week. When we hit a full moon, it can mean emotions, it can mean, past issues, negativity, childhood issues. I kind of feel that for some of you, try and work at that. Now, I've given you a heads up that that's there. If you feel very tearful or very emotional, try and step back a little bit. Try and kind of say to yourself, well, I knew this was coming. Let's step back from the whole situation. Let's kind of relook at it all. You've got everything at the moment in the planets. With the Venus is rethinking, redoing. Mercury in Aquarius, brainstorming new ideas, looking at your goals. Working on, can I get that income level? Can I go back to a situation? Releasing certain things. Releasing work. If you're not making the money from a new project or a work idea from last year, you let it go. This is about goals and aims in the Capricorn. The first 2 months of the year are about getting that structure and foundation that you all need for the rest of the year. And the Capricorn new moon can shine for 6 months. So the first half of the year is, you can't build a house if you've got no bricks. And it kind of sounds daft, but it's true. Your foundation should be ready to be starting to be put down in February, but then you've got to build that. And I kind of think that you'll be walking through the door around April, May of this year. And that's my way of interpreting sometimes what I see or perceive within the cosmos as to, what's going on. A lot of you, it's about income levels. It's about healing. It's about reconnecting with people when Venus is going retrograde also. It's about looking at your ways again of making money, looking for those opportunities. Grab them. Venus is female, so for some of you, male or female, you might be in contact with a female that can help you make money. It might be in closure on a situation with a female, but, that female may bring in new work, new finances into your life. You need to feel valued is what the Cosmo was asking you, even within connecting with people from the past or divorce issues or, anybody thinking Venus is second chance in love, going back to that love. Did they value me the first time? Will they value me the second time? You might find that with the full moon in Cancer that you kind of say, I've given this enough time. Things are coming to a head in my mind. I've actually changed my mind now, and I think it's time for me to move on. Full moon in Cancer can bring in new love for people. Anything from the 15th to the 31st of the month, look at new doorways, new love, or meeting people. Now, because all the planets are going retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, it's never a great time to meet new love. I would say to anybody out there, if you're meeting people, keep them as a friend until late February. Because the energies say that you could change your mind, or they could change their mind. They could go back to a past love around them. So the energies are quite brittle regards stepping into new things at the moment. It's brainstorming, it's thinking time, taking the lead in your own life, your image, your body, your brand. Maybe you're changing, as people were in December, your hairstyle from blonde to dark. Maybe you're changing, Mrs. Jones has got divorced and she's now Mrs. O'Brien. People will be changing their name, their identity, even their websites. The names will be changing of what you've known before. Everything has a changing agent around this particular period, and it's a bit like having your shopping basket and doing your shopping. You're still looking, you're still mulling over what you're going to be putting in your basket at this point, and at any point you may put that item back. And this is how it's going to be even with work or key people at the moment. It's reinforcing things, putting your name, signing your name, or wanting to perhaps look at different areas of your life. The universe will try and give you what you want, even around this weekend that's gone. So if you felt differently around the 11th, 12th, even tomorrow, around some of your aims and goals or brainstorming, hold on to that. Give it a thought, write it all down, because there will be second chances around the 12th to the 28th. Is your another do-over or second chance with some of the brainstorming, even talks that you may well have had this weekend. It's a little bit of a second chapter. We will be in a retrograde, so again, you have to bear that in mind, that when we have retrogrades, they're there for a reason. I don't like them because it is in Mercury, and it's communication delays, it's transport delays, it's your PC or your phone not working. But on a mindset level, they bring delays within our mind to slow it all down so that we really rethink instead of rushing headlong, as we can all do. I can be quite spontaneous. Sometimes we don't give things a real great deal of thought. And I feel that, the next 2 weeks ahead are about things changing. New friendships this weekend, retweaking things, looking at things. February will be a sense of you all having a little bit of a better understanding of where you're going. It's given you a chance to have a think about those friendships, those activities, your wishes and your dreams coming into the picture. Remember, the full moon, it brings things to a head. You get to hear that news. But in Cancer, it's quite emotional. So you may be hearing news from a lover or a friend about what's truly been going on in the background of their life. You might hear that, all of a sudden a family member of theirs has got to have surgery, or they've got to have surgery and they've kept it from you. You might hear words from them on an emotional level that they really do care about you, but again, they're sorting out their SHIT. For those who ask about relationships on a constant basis, how you're feeling and how I'm trying to explain it to you at the moment, what you have to think is, I've been changing my mind, Cassie, from 1 minute to the next. Then everyone else in the Cosmo, Facebook, your friends, your neighbours, they will feel the same. You're all looking for security in relationships, in your money, in your work. Venus is and Capricorn are about goals, aims, money, security. You all need that for your foundation before you can move forwards this year. And there will be nothing house moves, I would say, as I said before, anything movement, growth, jumping into something, March to July will be that bracket. Before then, changes of mind, delays are going to be taking place. So it's really how you enforce all this. Remember, the Cancer moon is about childlike qualities. You may be dealing with someone with childlike qualities. You might feel emotional. You might feel that you want to be nurtured by somebody, or vice versa. But I certainly think that you'll feel the full moon energy anything from tomorrow, the 13th of January, and it'll bring something to a head, or it will end something, or you'll hear news that you've actually achieved what you want, but mainly connected towards real estate, family, roommates, the roots of your life, which is your home. You know, anything you've experienced around a childhood, family values, Jupiter in Cancer. So that, again, you're looking at ways to expand that home life. But again, you're looking, thinking, feeling, wanting that security, wanting those roots within your life at the moment. What are you learning? Where can you expand? Where can you have a growth period in your life at the moment? So really that's what you're thinking about. Where can I have that growth? I want to move, but where to? I need the money to get it. So you're going to be thinking of ways that you can make that everything secure within your life at the moment. And there seems to be money coming in. I kind of feel when I talk about money pockets, there is a minor money pocket this week, a better sense of what I call a money pocket, the 28th to the 31st, which I have mentioned before, which can mean that, you know, an insurance policy has come to a head, or you've had extra money at Christmas time that you've earned and not been paid for, just simple things like that sometimes. But I still think that this is quite a lucrative month where money and finances are concerned. Right, I hope that I've briefly explained certain things that will be taking place within this week. So, you know, with Jupiter in Cancer, think big is what I will say to you. Expand your life. Think about that growth within family. And I hope that, you know, even if there's something expanding in that stomach area that's not a pregnancy, I would kind of say, you know, take heart with that it is being dealt with if there is a surgery, and you might find that by the time the eclipse has come, that you've fully recovered from that. Now, I'll briefly give a little bit of a rundown of what it is for each sign for the week to come, as I know that some of you really like to have the individual side of things. So, we'll start with Pisces rather than what everyone else does, starting with Aries and back to front. Pisces, right. This week's going to bring, again, a greater sense of joy. You know, it is linked to you towards your children and your family. Again, what I've mentioned in the rundown, pregnancies, even if you're looking to get pregnant, fantastic time. You might even hear the news that you're pregnant or hear of someone being pregnant around this week. Great news around your children. Maybe your child has got a job, or she's achieved something in some form, in some way. On the other side for Pisces, Pisces are known for their creative flair and their creativity, or their artistic or spiritual ability. So it could be a creative idea that you're going to shine in this week. You might feel inspired. You might open a new door with your creative work, or feel quite successful in it. But again, remember about that brainstorming. You know, this is a sense of money. I feel that you're all working or wanting to achieve money. Maybe there's been someone overspending around December. And again, you're just getting things back on track again. Maybe someone owes money, or there's a sense of money coming in. You know, that old saying again, rags to riches, trying to improve yourself in some form, in some way. Quite an emotional time for, excuse me, any water sign because of that full moon energy this week. But try and think about abundance and money. I certainly think that a lot of Pisces are feeling about money. Be open to what you can achieve. See where your life's going to. Any new opportunities out there for Pisces, then take it as a new pathway. Have the courage this week to step forward into anything new. As any sign, sometimes we can always feel a little bit doubty Thomas about where we're going to, or unsure or unconfident within ourselves. Anything new out there, this is a new year. Take it, Pisces, grab it, venture down that path. You can always turn around at some point. Have a wonderful week, Pisces, and certainly strive for everything that it's worth. Right, Aquarius, this week, it's kind of a busy week for the Aquarius. Again, you've had Mercury go into your sign, so your mind will be... Aquarians are very much known to come up with ideas, but your focus lacks a lot of the time, Aquarius. You seem to have 6 things, 10 things going on all at once and given 10% to nothing. Now, if you can focus at this particular point in time and break free from any old patterns, Aquarius, then I kind of feel here that you're going to get the results that you want. I feel here that for a lot of you that it is about work, and those ideas and inspirations or aspirations and goals and taking on a bit more responsibilities sit with you this week. So it's going to be a time where you can advance and move forward in a new direction, and it will bring in the money. But again, my advice to Aquarians out there that have perhaps felt a little bit down or stepped back at this point is to focus on one thing, whether that thing is yourself. But if you're out there to make money, again, having Mercury in your sign for 5 weeks is going to drive you to really come up with some fantastic ideas and new opportunities. Believe in yourself, do you, Aquarius, because the rest of the world does. Your mind is different than anyone else's or anyone else in the zodiac, but it's there for a reason. That is you, and it's who you are. You know, go and make haste, focus on something, whatever quirky idea it may be. I hope it works for you. Right, Capricorn. Right, Capricorn, you're in your month, you're in your sign, and with the beautiful full moon that's here, this is all about love, baby, for you. It's about you coming out of your shell. It's about a time to stop thinking. It's very much matters of the heart could be your main focus, or partnerships. Now, for some Capricorn, those partnerships may well be linked toward partnerships in business, but I feel that it's for a lot of the Capricorns that they are in two minds about things. You are someone that's all about work and that focus of work, but you're ready for change, you're ready for stability. Saturn connected with Capricorn is about things being long term. So it's big decisions for Capricorns, I feel, this week. You know, it's about solid plans, long term goals. It's a time, if I can say it, to mature, to grow up, to make those decisions, and to take a look at maybe some of the little details that you can tweak, whether it's business or relationships. But it's about stepping up and actually being counted in the coming weeks at this point in time. It's really a time when, you know, you're going to perhaps really need to make some very important changes. Right, have a wonderful week, dear Capricorn, and good luck. Sagittarius. Right, Sagittarius, this is a week where, you know, when things were going to look around the financial matters for you, whether it's shared money, resources, divorce, or settlement in any way, or finding solutions to upgrade those resources, to get that stability, to look at the bigger picture of life. This is about, again, long-term goals for the future. You might have already planted the seed last year, and you might be about to kind of reap the rewards that you've already put in or sown. But it feels to me as if financially that you may well be quite surprised as to what comes in. It could prove a very prosperous or lucrative time for a lot of Sagittarians at the moment. And I kind of think that, you know, with all that ninth house activity that was there or was thereabouts in Sagittarius, it's about, you could make money through travel, through foreign places, through education. Maybe you're educating or teaching other people. Maybe you're traveling to teach other people. But it feels very much doors are opening where you are educating others or traveling to do so, but also making money from it. So good luck with that this week, dear Sagittarius. Make haste and move forward quite rapidly. Right, Scorpios. This week you're thinking really about your dreams, and might kind of felt like you needed to take a step back a little bit at the moment, Scorpios. You know, this is about dreams, it's about visions, it's about moving your life forwards, it's about new adventures, new you, new life, new identity, new possibilities. And you're being you'll get a sense that you feel pulled forwards, new year and that new start. But I kind of feel for you it is, again, like many others, it's about security. Where can you get the structure? Where can you stop giving too much of you and get some support back? It's also about you having a lot more confidence in yourself, learning to love yourself and learning to love those future plans that I feel that you're going to start to put into place. I certainly feel that when that North Node of destiny on the 18th, 19th of February shifts out of Scorpio into Libra, I think that you'll get a bigger sense of relief and feel like you've got that balance in your life when you get to that point, Scorpio. So have a wonderful week. Believe in yourself. Trust in your own intuition as a water energy. There are good things coming. This is the cosmic clear out for you over the eclipses. And yeah, you've got, about 12 months to go, but I kind of feel for you that you'll be at your final stages with the eclipses of April, May. Like the Taurians, I think that this will be a real big phase or big doorway that you'll be going through. So have a wonderful week. Think secure thoughts, think about future, but believe in yourself, Scorpio. Right, Libra. Right, again, career all the way for Libras. Very strong emphasis or alignments about your career this week. Again, you've got so much Capricorn. 10th house is about honours. It's about being in the public eye. It's about achievements. It's financial progress. So you're really locking in your goals this week. So any Libras that are going for interviews or have been for interviews, great time to go for the interviews and hear the news by the end of the month. So if you're wanting to shift job in any way, this is the best time to be doing it. This is progress. This is security. This is really your time to be jumping forward in leaps and bounds. Know where you are valued, dear Libra. Progress comes and achievement and stability will come, but you need the value and you need something that keeps your mind busy. So good luck out there. Any Libras going for interviews this week, you should hear good news before the end of the month. Maybe even the 28th to the 31st or the very end of it. But I certainly think that at the end of the day that you're on the road to where that you need to be. Wishing you well. Excuse me. Right, Virgos. All about new acquaintances, new friendships, new people this week for Virgos. A need to change, taking a look at your life, and even again taking the lead in your life at this particular point in a big way. The full moon's going to allow you to see, maybe who's false and who's not in your life. You will be reassessing those friendships, those groups. Maybe it's a time of endings or letting go of certain people that are what I call true friends within your life. Expect interesting results from even new friendships coming in. There might even well be friendships that come in now for some Virgos that end up by early March being relationships. So it's very much a week for you of change, but taking a real good look at your life and to kind of see, who you feel that you really want in it. So if you have to declutter, detox people and situations, Virgo, then you do it. This very much is a must for you, and I certainly think for a lot of Virgos, again, the opposite of Pisces, that March will be a month when you will be ready to really move forward, let go of the past, let go of any issues and be able to move forward. Great structure is coming in work and financial gain for Virgos, I feel, this year. Right, Leos, lusty Leos, where are you this week? Might be a little bit of a quiet energy coming up to the full moon, a little bit for Leos. Again, this could be about you having a lot of dreams, a lot of deep thoughts. A great time to be looking at those ideas to see where you are going to be going, getting the clarity or talks and conversation from key people or other people. Again, you could be brainstorming, truly believing about in yourself this week, where you're going to, where you're wanting to be. So again, I feel as if for many of you, even Leos, have been changing your mind. A lot of Leos have changed job, changed house, let go of relationships. So very busy year for you. When Jupiter goes into your sign, July, August, that will really be the biggest push that you've been waiting for a long time. I just think at the moment you're doing a lot of thinking this particular week. But again, like anybody, you may well feel a little bit emotional. You might kind of feel, am I doing the right thing in this month? I just feel when you get into February, you should have a little bit more evidence that you are heading in the right direction. So a week of thinking and gaining clarity on every level, really, but believe in yourself this week, Liam. Right, Cancerians, this is your time to shine, that the full moon is in your sign, so it'll be a major shift for a lot of cancers. And again, it could be matters of the heart. Again, Venus speaking with Mars, expectations. Do you want to commit to somebody? Do you want to move in with somebody? You may well have been dating somebody. You might choose on this family Cancerian moon, you may choose to move in with somebody. There may be talk about wanting to have a baby with that person. You could actually be really committing to that person. But again, this is about your own expectations, about what you want, not what others want. It's a great week of, getting clarity if you need to end a situation, whether it's a work link. It's about trusting with your heart, trusting with yourself. Use that Cancerian intuition. But I do think it's about relationships really coming together for a lot of Cancerians. It could be engagements, but it could be committing around maybe moving in with that special person this week. Like all full moons, it is very significant towards yourself. It's a very changeable agent that you need to ride the wave on this week, but make the decisions from your heart, not what others would like you to do. Gemini. Excuse me. Right, for Geminis, it's a lot about finances, mindful on your mind constantly, Mercury churning around up there, very much about finances and the direction of where your finances are heading at the moment. You'll feel quite driven to make progress this week, again, about extending your credit line or making those finances go further, or maybe you're kind of backtracking. Venus is about money, about value. You could be backtracking with old work colleagues, with reacquainting people that they owe you money. So again, this is about you going back and rethinking about where you're going to, even within your work aspect. I do feel this will be a far better year for a lot of Geminis, and I kind of think at the moment that for everybody, even if you say, where's the romance? What the Cosmo was saying is, get your line of credit, get your finances in order. This is about you thinking about new directions around finances, where if you're not getting the finances in your job now, it could be a whole different direction. It can mean that you want more money from the company. It can mean promotions. So again, you're rethinking and realigning about where your money is, but advancing that abundance level for you this week. So wishing you well on that, dear Gemini. Excuse me. Taurus. Right, for Taurians this week, it's a waking up period a little bit for you. It's a kind of making you aware of where you're going to. You might feel inspired. Now, for Taurians, Venus is the second house. Venus is attached to you and she's going retrograde. So again, you might be looking or thinking about ways to earn more money, to feel valued, to feel appreciated. Or to get that balance within your life. There's a lot of inspirational aspiration to, again, new ideas, new thoughts, locking in emotional connections, time to find the words to speak up. So for some Taurians, it may be, again, it's an emotional energy. So you might have some words to say to someone on an emotional level, whether it's around family, friendships or partnerships. But I do feel for you at the moment that you're starting to wake up a little bit and be more aware of who you are and where you're going. It's a slow start to the year, but this is a holding bay and a thinking bay for a lot of people at the time. So you're revisiting, re-looking, re-editing. You're slowly starting to, that light bulb effect of what you should be saying and what you should actually be doing to complete this journey, to make this year the year that you would like it to be. So wishing you well, Taurus. Right, Aries. Aries is all about, again, home matters. It's the Cancerian full moon, but it's about security for a lot of Aries. With a person, who am I going to set up home with somebody? Can I find security with this person? I need to feel secure. Can I take the chance that if I move in with John or Susan, that I will have the security that I want? So again, you might feel a little bit jittery within yourself, in your own persona. But I certainly feel here at the end of the day that you will get everything that you want. Take a chance, Aries. It is time. It is time to jump in. When the eclipses start to phase in for you around April, May, that will be big doors again and big sort of structural endings or beginnings for you in April, May. But this is your time to be aware of you wanting that security. But again, it's up to you whether you can confide or trust in the person that's in your life, but it is time to step into that. It is time to make decisions for any Aries out there. You're really going to do well this year, Aries. It's about focusing on the details, focusing on you, your image, your body, your identity, and really looking for security and where you can actually get it. Right, wishing you all, as my throat goes, a wonderful week. This will be quite a powerful week. It will be emotional, and when the emotions come in, like even with Neptune, it's a case of riding them. So you'll kind of feel a little bit jittery as we come up to a full moon, and even emotional, irrational, outspoken even from tomorrow. Try and keep it in check. Try and rethink what you're doing and what you're saying. Take the week with a gentle energy, but there are lots of positive changes out there this week. It is about releasing. It is about letting go. It is the new year. You can't take your baggage with you forever. It's releasing the old in order to bring in the new and new directions. And, you know, there's some similar changes that will take place in February, but I kind of think you'll have the tools in your hand, whether it's the relationship, the money. You'll kind of have certain tools in your hand in February to build the next step of your journey. You're sorting out the wheat from the chaff. You're sorting out whether you can go back, whether you can get that security this month. So with the Mercury in Aquarius, brainstorming, new ideas, new aspirations. Hold on to those dreams. Write them down, because this is going to be a very much an ambitious, goal-orientated first 6 months of the year. Thank you for listening, and thank you for those who share anything that if this is broadcast on YouTube. Wishing you all a wonderful week, and take care until next week's podcast or live show that this was aired live today. So take care and have a wonderful Sunday. Sit back and enjoy the rest of your day.